Assalamu alaikum. Ooh, wait. Mm, 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 mm. Nothing but the truth. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you. Please hit the like button, please. So we got about 2 more minutes, and we're gonna get started at 3 o'clock. Hello, welcome, welcome. Please hit the like button. It helps with the algorithm. Welcome, guys. Thank you for all of your support. So as we get started today, I wanted to, give you, the first understanding that you should have when you're dealing with symbols that can help you heal yourself and cleanse yourself from negative energy. And the first Bible verse that I wanted to give you is John 8 and 9. No, I think it's John 8, 6 through 9. And that is the Bible verse that Jesus was talking to the Pharisees and the people who had, fornicated with the woman, and they wanted him to, tell them if they should stone her to death. And he knelt down and wrote something on the ground. And some people say that they could see what he wrote, but the Bible doesn't tell us what he wrote. And after he wrote that down, they dropped their rocks, and they went away and they left. So you can check that out. You can pray that over your water. You can pray that over any of your, vessels of oil or anything to anoint yourself to remove negative energy. So, that is one of the first Bible verses that I want to give you. And I'll give you one from the Holy Quran a little bit later on in our live. So today we are, talking about the ancient symbols that you can use. And a lot of people have come to me over time. There are symbols that, I have used on people's land, that I have written in the dirt. I have circled people's homes in order to remove negative energy from their land. People have complained to me about negative energies inside of their homes. They did not clean their homes out. They did not pray over their homes before they moved in. And so, they started to have problems with negative energy, what the previous owners was having on the property. Um, I was just reading some of the comments here. Guys, please hit the like button, please. And thank you for your support. So, some of the symbols that I have used in order to remove negative energy from people. You will also see people also use these kinds of symbols on their body in order to, just as a show for tattoos and things of that nature. So, we never want to tattoo the body permanently, but you can get the henna and anything like that that you can remove that tattoo. So, a lot of people have asked me to put the infinity sign on them, and sometimes they want the money or whatever that comes with the infinity, the health, that comes with the infinity. So, I have been able to remove a lot of negative entities away from people's lives and their health by using ancient symbols, whether it is on their body, whether it is on their home, whether it is on their money, whether it is on their grounds. So, there are some people who have asked me to put the ancient symbols of the dove, on and draw that on their house. The doves, as the angels with Jesus at that time, the sign of a dove. So, there are many, many various different kinds of ancient symbols that we can use. And one of the most ancient symbols that people ask me to send them pictures of the cross. Those are some of the most ancient symbols of our time that we can put on our properties, that we can put at our front door. Some people like to put wreaths on their door, during Christmas door. So, if I was going to have something on my front door and hang something around, it would probably be some wind chimes or some bells or things of that nature. So, those are some of the things that people ask me to send them. A lot of people will ask for different kinds of, clouds, fertilizing clouds for rain, symbols of that nature, on their properties, on their homes, sometimes even inside of the homes. And I'm able to send them different kinds of pictures or do different things with these symbols in order to remove negative energy. Sometimes they put, small mirrors in their windows in order to remove negative energy or reflect the negative energy back up on people who are visiting their homes. So these are some of the symbols that we can use in order to remove negative energy from the mind and body and the soul as well, especially when you're living in the house with, family members, when you're living in the house with people who are immediate or they are extended family members. You always want to, use different kinds of symbols, in your home in order to remove negative energy. You don't always have to use, water or, candles or whatever like that. You can use symbols in order to remove negative energy. What is that? Uh, Why would you come in here and put that in the chat? So we're just going to go ahead and remove you because I'm not in the mood to play with people today. So if you want to, attack people because of your beliefs, then you should go and start your own chat. You should go and do your own live. I didn't ask you to come here, and what's even more important than that, I was living before I met you. So, with that being said, please don't come in here with your shenanigans. So, as we get back to our topic about different kinds of signs, sometimes, these are the zodiac signs that, I don't I don't approve of, but a lot of people, they want the zodiac signs for different months of the year, and they put that on them, and they say that sometimes that helps them to remove negative energy in the month of that they were born, when certain people send that negative energy to them, on the month that they were born. And I have talked with you about that on several occasions, where I had family members that was trying to send me somewhere every time my birthday came up. Something negative would happen. So a lot of times I use the element in which the person was born. I like to use the fire sign, or I like to use the water sign, the wind sign, or the earth sign. And we can always use that in order to remove negative energy, during our birth month, or if you feel any kind of negative energy, because this is what I had to do. I had to use that symbol, to remove negative energy from my birth month, when people were trying to attack me on the day that I was born, or anytime during the holiday season. And usually that will come from people who know you, people who are you know, in your life, family, friends, sisters, brothers, uncles, aunts, people that you have been raised around in the community, and they will try to attack you on your birthday or on special days, holidays, anything like that. When you see those people who are in competition with you, it's best to move away from those people and cut the cords with those people. There is no better way to do that than people using symbols, ancient symbols, to cut those cords. And a lot of people don't really understand how to use the ancient symbols to cut cords. And that's because that information has only been imparted with certain people who know how, and have been given that ancient knowledge. So now we have covered that. There are people that come to me that have different pains in different areas, where the narcissist and the demonic person has sent negative energy to their body and their mind. And in many cases, I have been able to release them from negative energy by using ancient symbols to remove that negative energy of the evil eye. And just like I say, there are only certain people who are, spiritual healers, who have been imparted with that knowledge of how to undo unaliving spells, so that when we put these ancient symbols up on your body, you're either it's going to be a couple of things that happen. It's going to be either you're going to see that negative energy, that black widow spider that they had sent to your health or your mind or your body, is going to come out of you. You're going to use the bathroom and have a bowel movement of yellow, or you're going to vomit it up of yellow. So these are some of the ways that we can use these symbols and put them in places where you are having problematic issues with your health, with your mind. If you are having problematic issues with psychic attacks upon you, if you are having problems with your legs, there are symbols that we can put on the legs. So these are some of the things that we have to deal with when we're having problems with our health, and we don't know if someone has sent the evil eye. There are certain symbols that you can place in those problematic areas, that can get rid of those negative energies. So, I wanted to make you aware of that this is why a lot of people will choose a spiritual healer, and not just a regular practitioner. This is why they will choose a Reiki healer to remove these negative energies from them, to remove the negative energies from inside and outside of the body with certain symbols. So let's move on to see what else we have. We've already covered the months. Okay, yeah. So we were going to cover the chakras. We're going to cover the chakras because there are people who say that they have relief, they have received relief when they have, use the chakras and put the color of the chakra, in their house, on a mirror or somewhere near them, so that they can receive the healing energy from that. So, those are some of the symbols that people have asked to be put in their house, around them, in their car. And I have been able to send them different kinds of healing methods, with the chakras, that, and it's 7 chakras that they can use to remove the negative energy as symbols in their house, around them, and on them. So we also want to understand that the sun and the moon, some people want the sun or the moon on their body. And again, I do not I do not like tattoos. I don't think that people should have tattoos on them that's permanent, because it removes the original signs and synchronicities that God has written on your skin, that we can read, and we can read, you know, the negative, and what somebody has sent to you, and your birthmark, and there are certain signs that we can read with that. And when you cover that up with tattoos, then it becomes, distorted. It no longer gives the meaning that we're supposed to get from, your skin, the skin tags or the birthmarks, when you have covered them up with tattoos. So I do not recommend tattoos. I do recommend things that you can remove. You can remove the henna. It will, go away at certain times. And, it is good that you can still pray and prostrate with the henna. The tattoos, it will be a problem, but, God forgives for everything. So yeah, you can put, some people get the praying hands on them. Some people put the sun and the moon on them, in their house, in their car, on their door. They'll have the praying hands, or the sun and the moon. And they'll have it with different colors, so that it can remove the negative energy. Now, when I am doing Reiki on certain people, then they will require, the um the hot rocks on them, to remove any kind of anxiety or tension on their necks, and remove any kind of negative energy, can be drawn out, with those rocks. And during that process, they may also, ask for, a sun or a moon, or a money healing um symbol on them, in order to remove any kind of negative energy. So that people may have sent, to their health, their money, or, different kinds of energy. And that is also the case with the symbols of the chakra. So I've had a young man and a young lady asked me for a compass, because they didn't know their direction, in their house, sent to their house, sent to them, so that they would have a spiritual compass sent to them. All of these are ancient symbols that you can use in order to bring the good energy to you, so that you can find your way. And this is what my grandparents always told me, when I didn't know what I wanted to do, in life. If I wanted to, stay with them or go back home. And my grandfather, or my grandmother would always say, just look down at your feet and you'll know which way you're going. So, that's one of the ways that I was able to find my way. But some people ask for a compass. Now, we also know that the rock, you know, the rock of Gibraltar, the rock that Jesus is, a lot of people say Jesus is their rock. So, a lot of people want to have different elements and rocks as a symbol, ancient symbols. There are different kinds of ancient symbols on earth today that we can use as a means to use rocks We use the elements, different kinds of rocks, jade, uh, black tourmaline, black obsidian. We use different kinds of rocks to remove negative energy, but also they can be used in the home, in your car, as a symbol, to remove negative energy and usher in the good energy to you. So we want to make sure that we understand that we have what we have covered. And I wanted to cover this one as well, because a lot of people in recent months have requested that I send them, different kinds of, you know, uh, pictures or whatnot, or mountains. Mountains is also a good way to remove negative energy from you. When you have a mountains, or you're, having clouds, or whatever, they can also remove negative energy from you. And for me, that is a symbol of the earth. So, I've sent those kinds of pictures in order to remove negative energy from people, and different types of prayers that is attached to those different kinds of symbols that have been sent to them for their house. you know uh and for me, I don't like pictures of live things like cats, or dogs, or a butterfly, or whatnot, birds, or even people. I never liked that in my house as well. So when people want me to send them pictures of the mountains, or the clouds, or the sun, the moon, the stars, the Islamic sun, or the moon, whichever one that they want, I am more than happy to ship that to them, or get that to them, or have them hanging on their wall, or a lamp. Sometimes they ask for lamps, for the Islamic lamps that they like. And those are all symbols that you can use in order to remove negative energy, as a guiding light that, the holy books has given us enlightenment. And I'd like to share these kinds of things that we use on a regular basis, to send to people, to put in their car, and, I have, let me see, I think I got one more here that I haven't covered. Let me see here. And the scales. So the scales is one of those kinds of ancient symbols that you can use to bring in good luck, money, prosperity in your life. And I also send the prayers with those kinds of symbols that you can hang in your room, you can hang in your closet, and again, you can just really just put around your house, or wherever you are, or when you have um a prayer room or anything like that. You can put those kinds of symbols in there to represent, you are bringing in the prosperity in your house. Your scales are balanced. You are using the Holy Bible or the Holy Quran in the passages or the verses where they have used the scales in order to balance and weigh conduct, deeds, as a way of judgment as well. So, I couldn't get that out of me for the life of me just then. I'm so sorry. But I got it out. I got it out. So I thank all of you, and these are the ways that we want to use, our healing symbols, the symbols that they have given us in the holy books. We can use all of those symbols. We It's just not limited to the ones that I have given you. There are other many symbols in the Holy Bible, in the holy books, that we can understand, that have been used. And I like to use these different kinds of ways to teach you. And one of the and I said I was going to give you the surah that I was going to give you with with the symbols that I like to use. And I like to use Surah at Tagabun. Surah at Tagabun, and it gives you different ways of understanding, the negative that your family can cause you. It's mutual loss and gain. So those are, different ways that you will understand the measuring, the measuring stick of, you're gonna win some and sometimes you're gonna lose. Sometimes you're going to, get that job, and sometimes you're going to, have to go without. So these are some of the things that we understand as a mutual loss and gain when we are reading Surah at Tagabun over our water, over our oil, and anointing ourselves with, these verses from the Holy Bible, with these surahs from the Holy Quran, and it will help us to understand how we can use healing symbols that the prophets use, the things that we can use in the holy books that have been given to us, the water, the water, the herbs, and different ways that we can use our healing are healing symbols that can remove the negative energy that someone has sent to you. And again, I like to use a lot of different symbols when people have become um, under attack, when they have, gotten older and they have been under attack for a very long time. Then I can use those ancient symbols in order to remove the negative energy from, their feet, their legs, or anywhere that someone has sent stumbling blockages to their life. Wherever the negative energy, and they're feeling it all the time. They're constantly complaining to me when they call me on the phone about negative energy in the shoulders, in the neck, in the knees, anywhere like that. Then we can use these symbols in order to remove those negative energy, and they will, many times just dissipate off of the skin, once we remove, once they're done doing what they're supposed to do. So, this is how we want to use our symbols that God has given us, the verses, and I gave you John 8 and 6 through 9 in order to understand the symbols that Jesus wrote on the ground, that nobody knew what he wrote. But they abandoned trying to stone the woman to death that they had fornicated with themselves. They didn't bring them in, but they brought that one woman, that they say that she was fornicating. So, these are the ways that we have an understanding that, there's two sides to every coin. And in saying that, that gives us another symbol that we can use, the yin and yang symbol. And a lot of people use that symbol, again, to remove negative energy, from, the body, from, the mind. They remove the negative energy from their house. I know for a fact that I have, sent the yin and yang, to remove negative energy from people having bad addictions, from people having anger issues, bad tempers. And these are some of the ways that, we can, use these healing symbols, and I'm going to say over a lot of different cultures, that you can use these good symbols and the bad symbols in order to remove that negative energy out of your life, out of your house, out of your land. Stop the negative energy from growing in your family, the chaos that might incur when someone has sent negative energy to you, but between the husband and wife, between the children, the family members, everybody is up in an uproar. And you can use many of these symbols. People have told me that they have ordered, that they can feel the difference when they have the Holy Quran symbols. And I can't draw at all. So, a lot of people, ask me to send them, stencils or whatever with the Holy Quran uh symbols on it, the writing, and they'll just put that on their walls, or put that in their houses, or in their books, or on their door, so that that negative energy cannot enter. So a lot of the symbols that we have and have been given in the holy books, they really work to remove the negative energy from our houses, along with other things that we can use: regular spiritual cleansing, reading the Holy Quran, reading the Holy Bible, praying, prostrating, fasting. These are some of the things that we can use on a regular basis to keep that negative energy at bay, or return it to sender if it has been sent to you and used to attack you or your family, your health, your mind, or your body. I use these on regular basis, and I wanted to share them with you in the way that I use them. So, and I can't give you everything that I do, but these are some of the ways that I can help you out and make sure that you guys have some of these symbols already, that you're using some of these symbols already, and how you can keep using these symbols. And I think that I remembered one just then from my childhood that I'm going to give you. My grandmother and my mother used to have a horseshoe hanging upright, over her front door. So these are some of the things that would get rid of negative energy, that the ancient people, the elders, believe that they would use a horseshoe, and that was a symbol, for good luck to come in. Use horseshoe for good luck and prosperity of the house, for the womb, for grandchildren, for a good pregnancy. These are the ways that the ancients would use symbols in order to, cleanse negative energy from inside the house, to keep tranquility, and, fights between husbands and wives. Please, everyone, hit the like button, please. It helps with our algorithm. And I just wanted to give you these symbols that we have, and there are many, many more, but these are the ones that I have given you, that people have asked me on a regular basis, to order for them and send to their house, in order to remove negative energy, in order to bring, money and prosperity, and we understand that God gives us everything that we need. And, I have given you the Bible verses and the Holy Quran verses, surah, that you can use against negative energy, and, different kinds of symbols in those verses and in the holy books, period, that you can use to remove negative energy and usher in the good. So, again, I just wanted to share this with you, so that you can have this, and you can have the symbols to put in your car, to, put on the outside of your house, maybe on your a pole or a tree, or in the dirt, to remove negative energy that someone may have sent you, or you may have, picked up from the evil eye, someone sending the evil eye, who doesn't like you, or who doesn't like your gifts, your energy, your children, or anything of that nature. So you always want to make sure that you have this kinds of information, so that we can use what's in the holy books, and we can use, whatever, we have around our homes, in order to make these signs and symbols from the holy books. And like I say, there's some that I don't agree with, but this is what some of the people have sent me and said that, has helped them to remove negative energy and usher in the good energy to them. So I hope that all of this has helped you. You can reach out to me for more ways, in order to, have a better understanding about different kinds of symbols. You can reach out to me and order different kinds of plaques or stencils that you can put in your house to remove negative energy, whether it is from the Holy Bible, whether it is the cross, whether it is the fish, or whether it is the lamp or the moon for the Islamic uh, symbols for you. I can do all of those for you. And, you can also reach out to me for different ways and uses for that. So please make sure that you book your one-on-one sessions with me. Make sure you donate to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe over all of my platforms. I am on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and here with you guys on YouTube. Please like, share, and subscribe again. Donate to me. Book your one-on-one sessions, your live video, or your life coaching sessions. I'm High Oracle, Reiki spiritual healer. Assalamu alaikum.